is a topic that I love. We're going to be talking about limiting beliefs and how to bust through them so that we can manifest the life of our dreams. I have a little experience with limiting beliefs. I've self-sabotaged with my own brain for a long time, but the thing that really helped me was to be able to identify limiting beliefs, see where they come from, debunk them for myself, think about how they're serving me, what benefits I'm getting from holding on to them, and what it's costing me to hold on to them, and then to be able to replace them with a new belief that serves my success and happiness and manifestation. So don't go away. We're going to work through an 8-step process today of how to squash a limiting belief for yourself. And in about 20 minutes of homework, you'll be able to do that and squash one of the beliefs that you have around money that's holding you back. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lily. I am here because I'm passionate about sharing mindset and the law of attraction to support people in having what they want and really being able to break through the things that are stopping them and the blocks that that we all have against manifesting what we want, because if we didn't have blocks, we would have it already. So there's something stopping us from having faith that we can have it, that we're worthy of it, and that's one of the things we're going to work on today. So do me a favor, if you're enjoying these videos, hit that thumbs up button for me and give me a subscribe also, so we can share the knowledge and the support with everyone else out there who's looking for it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. First of all, I want to share what a limiting belief is. It's basically a belief that's not serving you, something that's holding you back from manifesting what you actually want. It's a maladaptive belief, something that you've learned through experience or other people, that is keeping you from having the ability to manifest whatever you want. So we might even be consciously aware of the belief. So I could know that I have a limiting belief, but subconsciously still be attached to it and still have those neural pathways that are reinforcing that belief further and further every time it comes through. So if we're not intentional about actually digging them up and undoing them and replacing them with a new belief, then no matter how conscious we are of it, it's not going to change. And our behaviors and our manifestation is not going to change. So we're going to take one of our limiting beliefs today and go through an 8-step process. And as you guys know, I'm using this workbook for the Money Manifestation Challenge. It's Unleash Your Inner Money Babe by Kathrin Zenkina. She is the brains behind the Manifestation Babe brand. She's an absolute guru in the law of attraction and mindset and well-being, and she really walks the walk. So I highly recommend doing the challenge with the workbook. So she has an 8-step process for squashing limiting beliefs, and I've used it before, and I've shared it with my friends and used it with them. It's incredibly powerful, and it's just the first step in squashing these beliefs, but it's the step that you need to take. And then all you have to do after that is just repeat your empowering belief until your subconscious gets it too. So, but our limiting beliefs are causing limiting behaviors. So one of the ways you can look at your limiting beliefs and sort of figure out where they are is to look at your life and look at the things that you want to manifest and you want to accomplish, and the things that you don't have yet that you want, and say, what is the behavior that is causing me not to have this yet? Because once you identify the limiting behavior, there's a belief behind it that's causing that behavior, because our thoughts turn into our beliefs, repeated thoughts turn into beliefs, and beliefs determine our actions. So if we're operating from these limiting beliefs, we're not able to access inspired action. And sometimes this will manifest as procrastination or avoidance, all different things that our limiting beliefs trick us into doing, so that we don't have to, we don't have to have fear, or we don't have to do things that are uncomfortable, and all of these things that it takes to really manifest whatever the fuck you want. So, but beliefs are just thoughts we've been thinking over and over. So in order to change a belief, we have to replace it with a new thought. And we want thoughts that'll make us feel empowered, and thoughts that will make us feel free, and thoughts that'll make us feel like high vibe master manifestors. And that's what we get to do when we choose them intentionally, and we speak them out loud intentionally. We write them down intentionally. We use them as affirmations. And that's what it takes to really imprint over that limiting belief over time. And at first it might feel uncomfortable, but it gets easier and easier and easier until you realize that your belief is true. And then it becomes just something intrinsic to you as an empowered belief that has not only taken away the limiting belief, but replaced it with something incredibly powerful and inspiring and freeing. So you're going to start telling yourself a new story about your reality, and your reality is going to start to reflect that new story. And that's when you're able to see what you're manifesting. So I'm going to go through the 8-step process with you guys real quick that we're going to do for homework. The 8-step process to squashing any limiting beliefs. The first step, like I said, is to identify the limiting behavior that's holding you back. Is it procrastinating? Is it hesitating? Is it avoiding? Is it, are you scrolling through social media instead of doing the things that would take you on your dream path? And and then the second question is the second point is to isolate the underlying limiting belief. So for me, for example, if I can share my experience with the homework to help you sort of break down this process, for me, the limiting behavior had been putting off chasing my dreams, so to speak, in a career standpoint, and sort of putting them off and going back and forth and thinking about it, but then going back to poker and then thinking about it again, going back to poker, always falling back on this thing of like, well, poker's easy, I do it already, and it's comfortable, and I'd rather not take that leap, right? So that's the behavior that I identified. The limiting belief behind it is that, the limiting belief that I identified was that I believed that my vision for my career, my dream vision that I wanted to manifest, was just a pipe dream, that it was unrealistic. And that limiting belief becomes my reality. If I believe that my dream is unrealistic, the universe will continue to show me that it's not possible. But if I have faith that my dream is realistic, that's when I get to manifest and to be inspired and to find those opportunities and to give it a shot, and we don't get what we want without risk, without taking a leap of faith. So, but when you take that leap of faith, and what I always say is that unwavering faith plus inspired action is extraordinary results. And that's really what it takes. So, all right, so step 3, go back in time and find when you first developed the thought that led to your belief. And that might be anything from recently, a recent relationship or something, to childhood, things you heard your parents say, things, your parents' friends said that you heard at church or at school. And then you're going to ask yourself, what's the benefit of having and holding on to this belief? Because we're not stupid. We don't hold on to these beliefs unless they're serving us in some way. So holding on to this belief for me that my career vision and impact that I believe I was supposed to make on the world, well, if that's a pipe dream, then I never have to risk failing. And that's what I thought. I thought my limiting belief, was serving me because I was afraid of failure. But I realized what I was really afraid of was public failure, and falling on my face in front of people. And it's happened to me before. When I was making videos a few years back, I fell into a depression and I couldn't make them anymore. And so now I have this fear of going for what I want publicly, because that's painful. That's a painful experience to lose your vision and lose your dream. But the thing is that belief is what I discovered writing through this process, actually, was that it's not a fear of failure. It's a fear of public failure. And public failure only happens if you're successful enough for people to be watching. So what it comes down to is a fear of success, and then and then being afraid of who will I have to be if I'm successful? And that's the thing, is breaking down. When we dig into this stuff, we find these things that are just under the surface that are really game changers for manifestation. and for having the life of our wildest dreams. So I'm going to put the rest of the questions in the description below, and you guys will be able to go through that yourselves for one limiting belief. I would encourage you to stop at one because it's a big process and it can be overwhelming and emotional and emotionally taxing. So, but this process can be repeated. You can use it for all of the beliefs that you want to get rid of that are limiting you and replace them with powerful beliefs. So that's what we got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. And make sure you're here tomorrow for day 18. We're going to go through an incredibly powerful exercise where we're scripting our dream future so that we can manifest into our current reality. So if this video was helpful for you, I would hope that you would like it, subscribe, share it with a friend so we can spread the love. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.